Hey guys, welcome back to the Rooted in Jesus podcast. Today I am here with Sydney and Maylee, and they run a Instagram called Big.J.Journaling. So this is more of an interview style podcast, but I'm going to ask them a few questions. We'll be learning a little bit about their ministry and what God is doing through it. And first, I guess you guys can say a little bit about your guys' selves so that our listeners will get to know you guys a little bit better. So you can introduce yourself.
I'll go first. I'm Maylee. I don't know, how would I introduce myself? I guess I'm one half behind the whole of Big.J.Journaling, and I don't know, the account has been a really cool way to grow my faith. I guess I mostly do the Bible journaling posts, like the calligraphy and drawing in the Bible, and then Sid does pretty much everything else.
No, not. I do a lot of the Twitter posts. So, yeah.
Sorry, I kind of stole your thunder
No,
there.
fine.
This is Sid.
Yes. So I'm Sydney, and I'm the other half to Big.J.Journaling. And I don't know, I guess I just really love being able to share the gospel to people on Instagram, because I think it was a need this year. So, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as me.
That's really cool. And how old are you girls? Because I know you girls are pretty young, and that's always encouraging to hear when young people are doing stuff for the Lord.
Yeah, I'm 17. There was someone at my work yesterday and they thought I was 20. So I was really impressed by that. I was like, felt very adult. But then also I have really young siblings. And so people think I have kids a lot, but like I don't. I just look like a mom. So, anyways.
And I'm 18.
That's really good. I love when young people use their platform for the glory of God, and it's just so cool what you girls are doing, and we'll talk a little bit more about what they're doing. So, the first fun question that I just want to ask you guys is, what is your favorite Bible verse at the moment?
That's a really hard question. I would say my favorite Bible verse at the moment is Hebrews 12, 1 through 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Hebrews 12, 1 through 2.
I'm looking at my Bible app right now because I highlighted a really good one yesterday, so I'm trying to find it. Okay, so I kind of I don't know, I switch through Bible verses a lot because they're all really good. But my current favorite is Luke chapter 5, verse 32. And it says, I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. Because I thought that was really good. I don't know, it's just a good reminder that I feel like a lot of Christians kind of exclude people. Like, you're not good enough for Christianity, but that's kind of the whole point of our account, is kind of just show everyone is good enough for Christianity, and there are no prerequisites that you need to have to be a Christian. So I don't know. I like that reminder.
That's a really good one. All the verses are good. It's hard to pick a favorite.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So the next question that I want to ask you girls is, what does your quiet time look like? And I know everybody's quiet time looks different, and there's no set thing that you guys listening have to do. And I just like to ask this question because I just find it interesting to see how people do their quiet time.
I think, at least for me right now, in this season of my life, I actually don't have a lot of quiet time. I just moved, and with Corona school, you're kind of always doing something school related. And, then the account, I love doing it, but, it takes time. And so I think in the little free time I have, I like to go outside and I like to explore nature, but also, TikTok is really addicting and it's a problem, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, and then I definitely can agree with Maylee. It's hard to find quiet time, but I usually try to make at least 10 minutes at the end of my day or beginning, just to slow down, or even if it's just to, not do anything, just to think and talk about a lot of things in my life. Yeah, so it's usually just in my room.
Yeah. And two, guys, we just want you guys to get in the word and make your relationship with Jesus your own, and not try to model us. We're trying to model Christ. We're not trying to model each other and do everything the same. So
Right.
It's okay to do things differently. So that's really good. This one is, how did you girls meet, and why did you guys start Big.J. Journaling?
So we were actually talking about this the other day. We kind of met in an interesting way. We actually went to grade school together, but like we weren't really friends. And not like, I don't know, that sounds bad. Like it wasn't like Sid or I made an effort and the other one was like, no. It was just like we were really in different, I think, like this sounds so dumb because it was like 5th grade, but like we really were in different places in our lives at that point. And like, because I was just a very different person than like how I am right now. And Sid was too.
Yeah.
Like Sid was a very different person. And so we just never really crossed paths, and we kind of like knew of each other. So anyways, we then get to middle school and we had a lot of like, I don't know what it's called, mutual friends.
Oh, yeah.
And so we kind of bonded over that. But unfortunately, our mutual friends caused a lot of problems for us throughout middle school. So I guess we kind of bonded through, I don't know, trying to be tough through the drama, which I think was really kind of what pulled us together, is that we kind of went through really, you know, similar like dramatic situations, but like we're able to pull through it.
Yeah, and then we kind of started this account. I actually had the idea one day after looking at other accounts like Jesus Loved Coffee and more famous Bible journaling accounts. And I was like, Maylee, like we should do this. That'd be so much fun. And because we've been looking for a way to kind of share the gospel, we weren't like completely ready to do it out in the open, just to like our friends and family just yet. We needed sort of a base to grow our faith first. So that was kind of the answer for us. And it's been almost a year, and it's crazy how much stronger we feel in our faith and like being able to share it with others. So yeah.
That's really, really cool. And it's just crazy. God's timing's perfect, like you girls said, that you guys went to the same school, and God's timing is perfect. And that's just really cool to hear that. The next question that I was wanting to ask you girls is, how have you seen God at work through your ministry and through Big.J. Journaling?
I think that's like a good, tough question, because obviously like there are so many things like that, I don't know, especially with like God's plan. I know I hear that all the time, like, oh, it's all part of God's plan. But like really, when you think about it, there are so many small things that have happened in our journey in the past year through the account that are just crazy. Like, I don't even know, just small little things that have just been like, oh, and then and even like a couple weeks or a couple months later, you'll go back and be like, oh man, like I didn't realize that was like a big deal. Even interacting with people that just reach out on our DMs, but then the people in our DMs, you know, then create a, you know, account that's centered around God, or they write a song, or we inspired them to do something. And it's just kind of crazy still to me, like when people are like, oh yeah, you know, you guys really inspired me to write a song. Like that is crazy that like God is moving through the account and through us to like inspire people to do like such amazing things. Like my brain cannot like wrap around it at this point. So I don't know, that was something that I think is really cool about the account.
And then like how you're talking about how God's timing is literally perfect. Another thing that I've seen him work through us is that some people have been like, wow, like I needed this post and it was at the right exact time. And that's always a mind-blowing moment for us. Like, well, like God really does have a plan, and he's using us to reach, like, even if it's just that one person who needed that post that day. So yeah, there's a lot of ways, but those are the top ways.
Yeah, that's really good. And it's just like a chain reaction. Like you were saying, like people get inspired and then they start more stuff. And there's a quote, I can't quote it exactly, but we want to be a disciple who makes disciples, who makes disciples, who make disciples. We want it to be like a chain reaction. And that's the whole thing of my podcast. I want people to grow in their faith and inspire more people to grow in their faith as well. So that's really cool. And it's just cool how God can use you if you're just willing to let him use you. So that's really, really cool. The next question is, what is your favorite part about Bible journaling? I love doing Bible journaling, but I am not very good at drawing. So I love doing it, but I can't really draw that well. So it's fun. So what about you girls? What's your favorite part about Bible journaling? And tell people like a little bit about Bible journaling because some people don't know what it is. It's really fun though.
I mean, Sid does Bible journaling too, so I don't want to like just completely steal her thunder because she's also super talented. But I don't know. I think something that is neat for me is kind of, I don't know. I mean, obviously everyone says the completed product. There are posts that I spend more time on than others. And, when I like take 30 minutes to an hour and I, start with the pencil and, you have to sketch it and then it doesn't go the way you want it. So you have to erase and redo it. But I think when you get to the end or even going over your pencil in the darker pen is really rewarding because it's kind of like your sketch coming to fruition.
It's the next phase.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like becoming more of like the actual post and kind of the end. And I think recently with my posts, I've and more like just words and in very like plain black ink. It takes a while to like line it out with pencil and then go over it with black pen, but also it's just I don't know, kind of proud of myself when I finally get there that I'm like, I don't even want to add anything. So I think that my favorite part is kind of when it comes together and then you see the picture and you're like, wow, like I did that. Like I just created that. I don't know how neat it is that I'm allowed to do that. And I don't know. That kind of got way more deep, but that's definitely something that I really like about it. But I guess I should have clarified. Bible journaling is just like calligraphy. So you kind of do letters like fancy.
Or drawing.
About like Bible verses. So if there's a Bible verse about like honeycomb, then you do a little honeycomb and some bees or something like that, and you make it all cute. So kind of like, I don't know, making art out of words.
It's a good explanation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bible journaling is so fun, and it's just so cool how God has given us that creativity to be able to make art and to just illustrate like his word, and it's just really cool. And if you're like doing art, it's just a really cool way to connect with God through that.
Yeah, and like, sorry to add on, but like very like therapeutic in my opinion, just kind of take that time. I'll usually like throw on some Christian music and just it's kind of a nice way. Like I read the Bible on a daily basis or I try to, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's nice to like be with God without doing the main three of like praying, reading the Bible, or worshiping. It's just nice to like have another way to connect with your faith. You know what I mean? And it's nice, because I really like drawing and painting. And so it's nice to just kind of chill out and be there with God and not be like stressed out for a minute. So
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So you girls have a thing called the Bible Project. I don't know if it's still going on or not, or what people need to do to get involved with that. So can you like talk a little bit more about that and like why you guys decided to do that and how people can help?
We started it a while ago and we've been getting so many donations and we have all the Bibles and we keep like stocking them up. It's just that sometimes we aren't together enough, which is a bummer, but we're working on getting those distributed. But kind of the whole purpose of this project was we wanted to share the word with people who may not have a Bible, because we know that as like I can personally testify that when I was growing up, I didn't have access to like a Bible until I was like 13 or 14. And once I did, it completely changed my like literally life, because I was able to, know who God called me to be. And so, and so I just wanted to have that opportunity to others who may not have it. And also just, you're going on a hard day and then you see somewhere a little note in a Bible sitting there and it just like it changes your day. So that was kind of the message behind it. And then there's lots of ways to donate. If you're interested, you can go to our GoFundMe page, which is in our bio. Or you can purchase one of our shirts. It said, "This shirt plants a seed," like a seed in someone's heart. And you can also reach out and DM us if you want to get involved. And lastly, we actually just recently started providing the printouts for the note cards. So anyone else, they can like do the Bible project in their own town. So it's a great opportunity.
That's a good idea. Good job. I'm impressed with you.
I know.
That's really cool. And there's just something about, I mean, everybody can get the Bible app, but there's just something different about like having your actual hard copy Bible.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in that, check that out, and you guys can get involved with that. That's a really, really cool thing to do. The next question is, how do you guys encourage each other in your friendship to draw closer to Jesus?
This is, I don't know, it's crazy, like what I was saying earlier about God's plan, to kind of look back, because when I first met Sid, I don't think you were Christian, were
I
you?
wasn't.
Or, well, you maybe weren't like against it, but you were
Yeah.
kind of just agnostic, where you
Yeah.
kind of are like, sure, maybe something's out there, I'm not really sure. But it was, I don't even know, it's kind of weird to think back, but like, I don't know what I was thinking, but we had a sleepover, and then it was like on Saturday night, and so it was Sunday morning, and so I was like, hey, do you want to come to church? And it was like not even a big deal for me. And the Sid came to church, and here we are, like running a Christian account. I don't even know, 7 years later almost, which is nuts. So I think obviously like that helped both of our faiths. But I think, I don't know, man, when we do lives, there's something about like having our community there and just chatting, having it being centered around, our faith. And I don't know, something about it is just like very encouraging. Also, sharing Bible verses is good. Like not usually, but like we will, send each other our favorite Bible verse of the day or the week or whatever.
Or we'll do some plans together through the Bible app.
Yeah. And then we've also, well, for a short amount of time, we did the same Bible plan, but now we've kind of gone on to different Bible plans, but definitely like
being accountability for each other, like accountability. Wait, what is it called? Accountability partners, something like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. But I think my favorite pastor, Ben Stewart, said something like this, but kind of just like grabbing someone's hand and you're like running in the same direction. You know what I mean? It's like kind of, we aren't pulling each other, it's kind of like we encourage each other by running in the same direction. So even just running an account together is like encouraging
literally
our own faith. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And it's very just important just to be there for each other, to like you guys said, accountability. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
This is the next question, and the next question is, what is some advice you would give to someone who wants to make Christian friends? Because I know that's hard. That's a hard thing to do, but there are ways to make Christian friends.
It's really hard to do, and it all depends on your community, because for Maylee and I, at least, we don't live in a very Christian state or city in general, so it was really hard for us to meet other Christians, and still to this day, we don't know that many others that are like really devout in their faith. But a great way that I can personally speak about is going to Christian summer camps, because that was not only where I was saved, but also where I met a lot of amazing like girls and boys who like really encouraged my faith. So
crazy to think about. Like, I remember you going on that camp and coming back from that and just talking about how it was really cool. That's weird, just kind of.
Well, and it's really cool because you get to spend like a week with the same people, and it's amazing. But another way is just, to get involved with your youth church, wherever or whatever, or serving or volunteer projects. I don't know.
I think also, I'm not sure if most churches have this, and I guess it kind of depends on your age group, but I think most churches have high school and middle school groups. And I know that usually brings people together. And I mean, like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes people think that you can come into it too late and, you're like behind the trend or whatever, but like, no, you can't. Like, they would love to have you there. And everyone is so welcoming and so nice, in my experience, in a non-Christian state. So anyways, I would definitely suggest just going to like the local youth groups. And then you usually will meet people that you already know from school or something. But
yeah, there's people out there. You just gotta look, and you just gotta. I know it's hard, especially if you're shy, but God can help you, and He will put the people that you need in your life in your path. Just like you girls, like you said earlier, you girls knew of each other kind of, but you guys didn't really know each other. But God's timing's perfect, and He will put those Christian friends in your life. But you gotta You got to put it in a little effort.
Yeah.
So this is the last question, and it is, what has God taught you girls through your friendship?
So many things.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love Sid. But communication and patience are definitely things I've learned.
Yes.
I think we joke all the time that like we are very different, like extremely different, like polar opposites, but somehow we have enough similarities so that we can still,
literally just
like,
Jesus.
Well, I think there's other things, but like
no, yeah.
Wow, okay. We have similarities, obviously. Yes. Jesus, yes, but there are others, and I think that allows us to come together still and teach each other things. Like, I think that I'm a very like emotional person, and Sid is not an emotional person like I am, and so it's definitely we have different styles of communicating, and so that was definitely an interesting adventure to kind of figure out each other's like communication style and kind of like try to communicate to each other.
Exactly. Also, God has really been, pointing out the gifts that we have. Like, not everyone is going to be good at Bible journaling, and not everyone is going to, be the best at writing. So I feel like God has really taught us that, he has a place where he wants us to be used, and we can use that to complement each other's gifts.
Something else that's totally like kind of random, but something I find really interesting is Sid is very social butterfly on the account. Like, she's very social and likes to talk to the followers. But in real life, Sid does not like to talk to people, and I do. Like, I will gladly pull up the phone and call someone, but Sid would be like, can we just email them? Like, I don't want to talk to them.
That's so true, actually.
It's funny, though, because it's like, honestly, I love, our followers, and when they try to contact us, like, it's great. I honestly just like, there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of people that reach out, and I don't have the time or the energy to like do good responses for people all the time. And so it's intriguing because Sid is very social and has the time and energy to make good responses and respond to people and give them their time, and we'll give them her time. Sorry, that's confused there. But like, I don't know. That's, I guess, something I just realized is that like we're very different on the account than we are in real life. Like, I don't know. That's interesting. But I don't remember what the question was, but I think we have learned a lot from each other. I think that was the question.
Yeah.
And before we go, where can they find you guys if they want to connect with you guys and follow your account and all that stuff?
We're on Instagram at Big.J.Journaling.
And then you can also email us if you have any questions, but we answer DMs too. It just depends.
Yeah. And then our personals are in the bio if you want to talk to us individually. But usually we'll respond to your DM. I don't know. What's our usual?
Like a day-ish.
Response.
By a day. Yeah.
Yeah. Around a day.
Yeah, I just love what you girls are doing, and keep it up. And I hope that you guys listening or watching will head over to their Instagram and follow them and maybe get inspired to Bible journal or just dig deeper into the Word with their live Bible studies and all the stuff that they're doing there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.